auntie who was considered one of the black sheep on my mom's side of the family, and I heard about her coming here when she had nowhere else to go. So my first impression wasn't the most positive, and I actually tried to avoid going to shelters because of that, and I think I got into more trouble doing that. So I started becoming homeless at 17, right after I graduated. My mom decided she was going to go live with her mom and that I needed to just find a place all of a sudden. And so I was trying to couch surf for 2 years until I turned 19, and I finally came here and realized I should have done it sooner. My grandparents worked in the church. In hindsight, I'm not sure how perfect they were, but when I was growing up, I thought they were immaculate. And so they never tried to force God on me, but they made it very clear that they were going to worship God, and if I was with them, I was going to too. They had me baptized. That was a beautiful experience. And like I said, my grandparents, they never made me feel unwelcome or like I was unworthy of anything. So when I had no guidance, that was my chosen default. There were a few defaults, but that was the one I chose. Here, the way that the gospel is shared is kind of similar. It's not necessarily forced on anybody, but it is evident that here we're going to be worshiping God, and I believe that's best in comparison to this just being a shelter. We're here to heal, and I trust that at the end of this process, I'm going to be ready for life. So I have a son named Justice. He's almost 2 years old. He's currently teething, falling asleep right now. And I'm just trying to build my art portfolio while I have free time. It's kind of hard with a 2-year-old, but, I'm just trying not to make any excuses. I think the best thing to do is to ask and tour with Patrick. He loves to show the property around. He comes here every day, excited to do that with all of the volunteers and whatnot. Volunteering is also a great way. And then, that kind of also gives you the experience of seeing what it's like behind the scenes. And I'm certain any donations are helpful. And especially with financial contributions, there's plenty of land here that definitely could still be developed, and I think they would do beautiful things with it. The Dream House is a really beautiful development that they've done, and I've never known anybody with a homeless shelter doing anything like this. So I really trust that whatever funds that they're given, they would do things that exceed expectations. I'm 24 now, so I tried to just go ahead and go and get a job, but what I appreciate about the program is that I'm building my spiritual foundation, and without that I have nothing. So there are some days I'm kind of crawling out of my skin a little bit during the class because we're actually working on healing. And when I say healing, I mean there's actually improvements. It's not like I'm just, thinking about healing and then it carries on into the next day. And so it hurts a little bit, but there's a lot of support here, and we work out all those knots, and I know that's so important moving forward. It's not just about making a living, it's about really living. Thank you. If you don't believe in the potential for world peace or massive peace and maximizing potential, you might be a part of the problem, but you could definitely be a part of the solution. I believe in you.
Word bite right there. Yeah, awesome.
Horizon Media Studios, producers of the television series Answering the Call, is looking for Christ-centered, Bible-believing ministries to feature ministries like Gospel Rescue Missions, homeless shelters, children's homes, Bible colleges and universities, mission sending agencies, pregnancy centers, and more. These are the doers of the word that James talks about. The Great Commission is to share the gospel and make disciples. Jesus taught us to pray the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest, and the harvest is ripe. We want to raise awareness of ministries and also mobilize the body of Christ to get involved and answer the call. Tell us about your favorite ministry. Email us at info@atctv.org.